I will make I will create some data, new data. What is overfitting? Okay. For example, I have maybe I will create a weather data, time, humidity, and then uh, weather. For example, I have temperature 25, humidity 30, weather hot. Okay. 24, humidity 25, weather hot. For example, we have 13, humidity 90, rain. Okay. So uh, we can write down something like this. And then if we if there is a misfit, for example, like this, we have 25, but humidity is 90. Then we can decide rain or hot. For example, it's rain. So this becoming the main, what's that, main data. This becoming the outliers of the statistics. So we need to allow some outliers so the data will not overfit. Okay, if the data overfit, it will not allow for different uh, different values basically. Okay, let me give you some other example. This one is Satu Indonesia Award. Satu Indonesia Award. So Satu Indonesia Award is supported by Astra International. So this is the jury. Okay, I like one jury. This one. Why? Most of us, most of the jury will take very what? Very safe marking. For example, if this guy is bad, sometimes I give 7. If this guy is good, I give 9. Okay, so most of the jury will give that kind of number, except Dian Sastro. Dian Sastro is more brutal. When she give mark, she will give. If it is bad, she will give 1. Many of us give 5 or 7. She give 1. So her mark will likely to be outliers among the other jury. Okay, but this outliers is very important from my modeling point of view. If I want to evaluate a certain all of the candidate, if they can pass Dian Sastro, that means he or she will likely very good. Okay, so I use the ancestral marking separately from the others. So otherwise, the model will overfit into 7. Everything will give 7. But if I have the ancestral, the marking will be varied between 1 or 9. So this is good. Okay, so overfitting is not good. Most of the jury will be overfit into 7. So I don't like the other most of us mark, but I like this one. So this is the what is it? The recipient of the Satu Indonesia Award. Okay, okay, that's answer the questions misclassification. So misclassification is okay. Okay, what is the difference between orange and type blue? Okay, from license point of view, Orange is open source. Type Blue, I think you need to pay something. I don't know. But from my knowledge, the easiest way to answer this kind of question, we can use Gemini. But to answer quickly, I think Tableau is more aiming for visualization. Yes, it has some ability to do some calculation, but aiming for visualization, while Orange is more aiming for calculation. That's the major difference. Okay, I hope that's answer Pak Ahmad Iqbal questions. Okay? No. That's why I use Orange a lot. But my aim is for calculation. Now I will show you some miscalculation, how it's look like. The miscalculation. Where is my orange? Here. Okay. So we already understand something about the. So this is unsupervised learning. Okay. So the first example I use image. The second example I use numbers. Okay. But the coding is same coding. Basically, we use distance and hierarchical clustering. Uh, Let me use iris. Uh, is there any iris here? Okay. Again, as usual. Okay, iris. Uh, how the data looks like. So this is the data. Okay, now this is classification problem. This is not linear regression problem. So to for modeling these things, I can use tree or random forest, or but I cannot use linear regression. Okay, I can use logistic regression. Okay, for example, I use logistic regression. Then I have the model, and then I can visualize the classification. Where's the it called? Oops, I think around here. Okay, this one. To see the misclassification, we can use confusion matrix here. Oops, oops. Oh, doesn't like confusion matrix. I have to put it into. Oh, okay. Uh, Let me see. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I can use this one. I can evaluate several algorithm here. I have linear doesn't work here. Remove linear. I have logistic. I have random forest. I have tree. I have naive bias, for example. So I will evaluate four algorithm: tree, logistic regression, random forest, naive bias. So I will test this one. For algorithm, I will test, and then we can check the precision. We can see tree is the most, not the most precise. Logistic regression is the best, 96% precise. Tree only 94%, random forest 96, naive bias 87%. If you like to use neural network, I can grab neural network here. Uh, in the real world, you can use Keras or TensorFlow to do these things, neural network. Here I use for to make things simpler, I will use single layer neuron, and then the activation I will use ReLU, okay, or because this is classification, maybe I can use logistic. So you can play around with this, okay? Either you can use identity, logistic, hyperbolic tangent, ReLU, whatever. So you can play around with it because this is classification. I will use either logistic or this. The solver, the good solver normally Adam. Okay, the number of iteration 20 times. That's not good. 20 times. Uh, too few. We need more. Anyway, okay. Now, let's see. Neural network is not good. I changed the. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I. Okay. See if I put the maximum number of iteration when you code the neural network. The variable name normally epoch. Okay, epoch is the maximal number of iteration. So I increase into 200. Okay, so it takes sometimes. See, it's getting better, 94%. So it's close to 3. Okay, if I use logistic, okay, so hyperbolic tangent is much better, 97 and 94. Logis is good, not as good. ReLU is same. So we can use either hyperbolic tangent or ReLU as activation function. Okay. Uh, if we use, for example, 50 nodes, we use double 50 and 50. Okay, will not as good. For example, I use 3 layers, 50, 50, 50. What happened? She's getting better, 95. So that's the kind of effort we have to aim. So we are trying our best to have the most of the the best precision. Okay, so we have the best one is logistic regression. The second best is random forest, then neural network. So that's how we make a competition among the algorithm. Okay, so because of this, to be honest, I'm not in favor of neural network because of this. So so neural network is good actually for image processing and stuff like that, but for numbers, the other algorithm can be much faster than neural network. Keras, TensorFlow. It's good for image, but for numbers, okay. Sometimes I prefer the other algorithm. It's much faster. Anyway, so I feed the output into confusion matrix. We can see how confused the algorithm. This is we can evaluate the confusion level basically of each algorithm. Three, we have four, we have 8 out of the diagonal is the correct one. So the correct one is in diagonal. So this is predicted, this is the actual. So actual Iris Sentosa predicted Iris Sentosa 50. Iris versicolor predicted versicolor 46. 4 fail. Okay, 4 wrong. This one Virginica 46, 4 wrong. So this is the wrong one. And then, so we have 4 wrong in 3. In logistic regression, we have 5. Oh, sorry. In 3, we have 8. 4 times 4, 8. Logistic, we have 5, less. Random forest, we have 6, more. Naive bias, too many. Not a good algorithm for this. Neural network, we have 7. Okay, so this is how we evaluate a certain algorithm. Of course, we can see clearly here that no single algorithm will be able to predict correctly 100%. It's very difficult. Okay, so we have to maximize using this. We have to allow some error. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then having said that, we can see there is we can select correct or we can select misclassification. When we select that, then we can plot actually. That is the plot visualization. Yeah, scatter plot. Okay, we can fit. We can select misclassification. Yeah, sorry. Okay, this is the plot data, and then okay, okay, okay. Let's see. If it to make things more fun, I will send this here. Okay, that will be more fun. Uh, okay, let's see how it works. Okay, if I select misclassification, then we can see uh, this four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the misclassified in tree. In logistic regression, this. In random forest, this. In naive bias, this. Oh, too many in naive bias. Neural network, this. So we can visualize which data is misclassified. Different algorithm, different different misclassification, basically. Okay. Okay. So that's why we have to choose which one is our preference. Okay. If we have lots of data and it takes uh, the calculation will take long time, so we have to choose the algorithm carefully because we need to be able to have the results as fast as possible, basically. So we need to optimize time and precision, basically. Okay, that's it. Okay, the color is iris. Okay, we can play around with it. Okay, wow. Oh, this is sepal length. Okay, any questions? Let me see. If this is from Muhammad Amri. Classification and data preparation. If I want to use a classification model, but the source is separate into multiple source table, do we need to create a relation between table first, or there is another method to detect relation between multiple source? Okay, I have to be honest with you guys. Uh, Most of the algorithm is not smart. They are dumb. To be honest, they are dumb. The algorithm is dumb. They are not smart. So when you see this, the input data, of course, relation stuff like that is okay if we are doing coding for web, for we can do relation. But in this kind of work, it's where is the data is single file. That's the problem. Okay, single file, and we feed the single file into this algorithm. So basically, we need to have a single file, all the data, single file. We feed to the algorithm. That's it. Okay, no relation, nothing. So, so we need to generate we have to dump the database, any relation, whatever. We have to dump into a single file. Otherwise, difficult. Okay, Be- because most of the data mining, data science, data analytic, machine learning, they are dumb actually. They are not as good as you, as smart as you think. So we need to help this program, make the program not to do more. Of course, if you like, they have a feature to like this merge data. You can concate the data. You can select. If you do something fancy, it has something like this. But easier when I play around with this data, it's easier for us to have single file, big file, and process that file. How to generate the file? It's up to us. We can correlate, we can whatever. Okay, before the Orange or before Python processing. Okay, easier for us. Otherwise, whew, it will be confusing when we do the programming here. Okay, let me see other things. Okay, that's it, eh? Okay, let's let's continue. Now, where is Orange? Okay, okay. Now I want to do more brutal. Oops. Okay. I'm going back to my Excel file. Okay, where is my file? Where is this one? Okay. Hey, okay. I close this one. Don't save. Okay. So, so this is our original file. For example, we are a government body, and we want to create a program for uh, and this is happening actually. This is what happened with one of my student. This he his this particular student is fourth year. Yes, not fourth year, fourth semester undergraduate. So he is fourth semester undergraduate. He get the data from Bapeda, the planning body of Tangerang Selatan City. Okay, the data from planning body from Tangerang Selatan City. He received the data something like more complex than this, basically, and it has classification. And then the aim is if I want to change classification for certain person to different classification, what should I do? What should we do as government? Should we increase the income? Should we increase the pendidikan, education, number of house, bicycle, car? Should we increase children or should we increase loan? To change the classification from miskin to sejahtera, from sejahtera to sangat miskin, whatever. So that's the objective. If we are the government, we need to change the classification. What should we do? Which one is the best? So what he did, he actually used the same data. He create the model first, so we can create the model from this data, and then of course we need to correct the classification using the data, and then we have the correct data. Then we have we have different file. So we have the second file. From the same file, we copy into second file. We change. For example, the first change, if we increase the income for certain amount of income, so we increase the income. What happened with the classification? How many people change from sangat miskin to miskin. If we change the income, if we change the education, what happened with this one? So we do some trial and error. So we have the model first, and we modify the input file. The second, so we copy into a second file. The second file we modify this either the income, education, number of house, number of motorcycle, car, kid, uh, loan. Then we can see the change in classification. Uh, for every from the government point of view, they always have to think how much budget they have to allocate to do these changes. Okay, so having do after doing some analysis like this, then they can decide, okay, if I change the income, we need to have certain amount of budget. If we need to change the education, we need to allocate certain amount of budget. So from this, after we analyze the budget, then we can decide which one is best. Okay, the most effective, most efficient uh, program. If we have certain amount of budget, which one will have the most impact to the users. That's how we do it. So basically, I will draw the program first. Uh, what time is it? I'm not sure if I have enough time. So basically, so we have the file. Okay, and then we do the modeling first. Where is the? Oh, we have to do this one. Select column. I will read the real file. This one, miskin, and then we do select column. Okay. I have to give it back here. For example, this classification here. Okay. So the target is classification. Then we do the modeling. Model. Where is the model? Model. For example, we use random forest. Then we have a model. The output of this one is the real model using the same this data. Okay. Now to do the prediction, what we normally do. So this is how we do the like decision support, data driven decision support system. So when the government have to decide on something, they have to decide based on data. It's not based on witchcraft, something like that. So they will do some decision based on data. To do that, we have to fit the model. So the output of the random forest or any algorithm is model. We can fit the model into prediction widget. Okay. Now the prediction widget basically needs two input. One is the model. One is another file. Okay. So basically we need to with another file. We have to do the select column again, another file, and we fit the file. I will remove this connection. We fit the file here. Okay. See, the line is not straight line; it's dash line. That means there is no data yet. If I connect these two, the data will be read from this file. The problem is this is the same file. So this is miskin.xls. This one is miskin.xls. So I have to change the file first, okay, to create the actual data. Now, oops, sorry, where is the my file? Okay, so this is the file. Okay, I will save the file. So this is quite easy to do because we have how many data? We have only 30 something. Oops, we have only 38 data here. In the actual work, In Tangerang Selatan, for example, I think we analyze around couple thousand data, so it's more difficult because we have thousands of data. Okay, this one is only for example. So, for example, we want to change uh, this one, the income. So I will file, save as. Uh, okay, I already have this file here. Let me read the file. I think I already changed something. Let me see if I can read. Open. Oops, sorry. Where is orange? Here, orange. Where is K? Let me see. This how many zeros here? One, two, zero, six. Okay. Okay. Oops. Same. Oh, how many zero? Six. Oops. How many zero? Oh, this one is same. Oh, this one is seven. So I basically add one zero here. Okay, one zero in every income of every person. Oh, this is unfair, but just to show some uh, so this is unfair actually, but anyway. So how many zeros? One, two, three, four, five. Oh, this is two zero. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, one zero. So I add one zero at the end of the for every single income. I put one zero more. Okay. So let's see what happened if I put. So this is only six. The other one is seven zero. Okay. Now, where is the file? Okay. I have to change this one. This one. Open. Reload. Let me see. So stunting is ignore. Classification becoming a target. Okay. So the file format is the same. Select column must be the same as well. Whoops. Whoops. Ups. Crash. Oh, I have to remove first. Okay. Oh, see. This one, classification here. Okay, so I hope it's correct now. Otherwise, it will crash because it's different model. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, okay. Originally, so this one still miskin, 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 miskin. See this one, this miskin becoming sejahtera. The random forest is the algorithm. This one is the predicted value. This one is the predictive value. This is the original value. The classification column is the original value. The random forest column is the predicted value. See, number 14, 15. So one, two, three. Sorry, one, two, three, four. Change, and then that's it. Yeah, let's see. Okay, miskin, 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 sejahtera. So, four change. Okay, we have four change by adding one zero here. Okay, we can see for family basically shifted from miskin to sejahtera. Okay. So that's how we play around. So we do the forecasting as especially for this kind of thing. Okay, so we can forecast how many person will change if I change the income, if I put one zero in it. So we can see basically out of 37, four will change. So how many percentage? I need a calculator. So we have 4 out of 37, 100%. So we have 10% change by adding 10 at the end of the income. This is actually the actual. Uh, my data is not only for fun. This is not this the real data. If you do this in real data, then this number is actually our findings, and these findings can be used for writing a journal paper. That's it. Okay. So this is how to create a journal paper. We have a data, we analyze, we have something that people may not know, and then we publish in journal paper. That's it. As simple as that. I normally when I write journal paper like this, then I normally include the source code and the what's that the journal reviewer sometimes they don't really know that I'm actually including the source code. They only think this is the only the workflow, the the mind mapping, something like that. But it's actually the actual program. I put it in the journal paper. So this kind of thing. Okay. Now, okay, I still have around 25 minutes. That's quite a lot. So I can spend some time something more fun. Is there any question? Oh, okay. This is the pin is only Pak Wiranto knows. Someone ask for pin again, Pak Wiranto. So I don't know. Okay, now. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm really hope my recording is working. I'm hoping the recording. If recording working, then I will upload to YouTube. So you are welcome to review the recording. Because someone is late, I will show this. What? It's sorry. What is? It's sorry. This one. Okay. So I prepare a quiz for you guys. It's in my machine, opencourse.itts.ac.id. Uh, Feel free to register; it's free. And then please enroll to ITTS this class. Okay, I will. So this is the class, and then you can do the quiz. You can do the quiz as many times as you like. I will grab the maximum. Uh, so the mark is the maximum mark. Is so you can do as many times as you like. I will remove all the bad marks. I will grab only the maximum mark only. Okay. Okay. How can I see the mark? I will show you, but there is no mark yet. Grades, skip tour. Okay. Oh, so 1%. Ibu Ai Dianitas Dianitasari. You already received 65. Okay. Where is the others? The others still zero. Oh, Adian Syah Putra 50, 49 something. So feel free to do the exam as many times as you like and try to aim the as best as possible. If possible, you get 90 and it's okay. Okay, that's it. Uh, no, what's that? No, no time out. No, not barrier. No limitation. You can do the exam as many as you like. Okay. Okay. So I will email the result to you guys every. I will try to email the result of the exam every week then to you guys, so you can see your mark. If your mark is not good enough, then do the exam again. Okay. Okay. Now let me see what is my here. Okay. So I already showed the clustering, unsupervised learning, hierarchical clustering, misclassification, image analytics, cross-check between manual labelings and hierarchical clustering. I haven't showed the feature ranking. Okay, I will show the feature ranking then. Let me see. Where is this? Okay. Oops. I hope I'm not closing something more. Okay. Now, to see the feature ranking, we can do some, so we can remove this line. Okay. We can disconnect the program like this. Feature ranking basically, so here we have how many feature? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So we have eight features and one target classification. Out of eight, which one is the most important feature that will define the classification? That having the ranking, then we can decide which feature we need to emphasize to to have a better classification. Okay, so we can do rank like this. Okay, it has several methods for scoring the feature ranking. We have information gain. We can click all of them. Okay, and then we can check using Gemini. What is information gain ratio, and so on. But basically, it gives you some ID. Uh, Basically, it will give you some ID which feature is the most important ones. If the feature uh, showed up or many times in in different methods, that means this particular feature is important. We can check the best rank, five best rank, or four or three, depending. Because we have only like what, eight features, that three best rank should be okay or enough. Okay, so I connect these two, then we can see here. So in this one, education, income, education. This one, the first education is the type of education. This education, how long is the education? This is the time, how long, how many years. This one, the type, primary school, high school, university, or no education. Okay, so education and income in this particular method. This method, car. This method, okay. Car, income, and education. Again, we can see uh, income and education. In this method, we can, same as the first one, type of education, income, and how long is the education. The T square, car. Okay. The relief, we can see education, car, and this one, motorcycle. This one, income. So most of them is actually income, education, type of education, and how long is the education is. Okay. But sometimes we can see car as the other variable for uh, increasing one status to another status. So, so having said that, then we can play around first in the income, second in the education, or how long, or we play around with car. But car is more, maybe car can be used for something productive, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So we can play around with it, with these things. Of features. So we need to select uh, couple, not three, maybe like 10 feature out of 100. Okay. So we have 100 of feature and we need to select these things like that. Okay. So that's the feature ranking. Okay. For cross validation, I think we have to play around with the example, the easiest one. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so oops. Okay, remove this one. Okay, look for example workflow. Uh, Let me see if I can have cross validation here. Okay, cross validation is basically to see between the confusion matrix and the data itself. So we can select the cell in confusion matrix and we can cross validate in the actual data. Okay. For example, this is what iris table again. Okay, this is iris, and we have logistic regression. We have random forest. We have SVM. We can test these three algorithm here. We can see. Wow. Okay. Logistic regression is the best. Random forest and SVM is, yeah, quite good, but not as good as logistic regression. Okay. Then from the confusion matrix, we can see in logistic regression we have five misclassification, random forest 8, SVM learner 8. Okay, now which one is oh sorry. Okay. Which one is the problematic data? We can use this one. For example, in logistic regression, we can select misclassified, then we can see this is the actual data that create problem, and then we can cross check, or we can decide whether we want to remove it, or we can change the value. We can cheat a little bit, or we can remove if you like. Okay, so but the problem by removing these things is actually the model will likely to be overfit, so it's not a good model. I normally will not like to overfit a model, so I would prefer to have some sort of error, so I'm not overfitting the model. Otherwise it will not see other values. Okay. So normally I will leave as it is, but uh, I like to see small number of uh, odd layers like this. This is sometimes they call it odd layers, the one that outside of the main uh, main apa was that main selection or main values. Okay, so this is the correct one. This is the odd layers. Okay. So we have five here, we have eight here, we have eight here. So I will use this one. It's only five. Okay. So that's cross validation. Okay. Okay. So I have covered all of the unsupervised learning. We have what? Around 15 minutes. That's good. Okay. I will uh I think I will show you a little bit how we translate this program into Python. Okay, so Python will be covered in the here the last meetings, but I think I will try to show you how to what program this in Python, but not the whole program. But I like to show you. I like to what's it? I like to show you how to basically cheat. So we already have the program in Orange. How can we translate Orange into Python? Right? Okay. So basically, the easiest way to cheat, okay, you can use Gemini. Sometimes it will give you quite uh wow. Okay. 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 Now, uh some let me see the orange stuff. Oops, not this one. I want to show okay. Uh Something simple first. Uh no 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 no. Okay. Or maybe like simple. For example, like this. Uh where is this one? Okay. Uh Not show. Uh Give example in Python. Oops. How to to read not two, maybe four column uh, ex- Excel file containing uh, one target and for three feature data. This is on how to read. No, not five column. For example, Iris data is it has five column data, one target and four features. That's Iris. The example is Iris actually. So one single what's that? One single widget like this in Orange, we have to write as long as this. Okay. So we have what? How many lines? One, two, three, four, five lines in Python to be able to replace one file, one widget. We need this many lines. Okay, having the lines, then we can having the data read in Python. Then we can again, for example, uh, give example to feed what's that the above data to the near regression. Uh, so we can do something like this, linear regression. So we get the data from the above, the previous data frame, and we fit like. But we need to be able to here. We have target data, we have feature data. Okay, but we need to change things to make it more correct. This is sometimes not as not correct sometimes. So we have to play around with it and check the correct format and correct syntax or whatever. Okay, so we have to define what kind of model, and then the model is an object. Linear regression become an object, and we will fit the data using this model. If we want to make a prediction, we can predict the data, but we need to this particular feature data is actually from different data, should be from different data. Then we can do the prediction. The prediction is basically we have the feature data and we will get the target data. Okay, so as simple as that. Okay, and then it can print the error. This is the error. That's it. This is how to what's that? How to translate basically the orange uh, uh, workflow into Python. Why we need Python? If we have to analyze big data, we cannot use it. We cannot use Python to do this. So Python is sorry. If we have big data, we cannot use Orange to analyze big data. So if we have big data, better if we have Python. If we use Python, it's better for big data. But we need to be able. We need to have some not instinct. We need to have some what uh, not value. We need to have some basically instinct lah. We need to have some instinct. What kind of method we can use to analyze the data. So to test the method, we can use Orange first. Then to analyze big data, we have to translate Orange into Python. Okay. So in real life, we normally use Python, we use Keras, we use TensorFlow if you like. But to test first, I normally use Python. Orange. So I'm testing. But sometimes if the data is only like what, 1,000 lines in Excel, I sometimes forcing Orange to analyze these things. Still okay, okay, for 1,000 lines. If we have a lot more data, then we have to switch into Python and Keras. Okay. Now, we still have some, let me see if I can play around with it. Okay, uh, let me check if there is any more questions. Still about pin, eh? Okay. Well, I cannot answer that question. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Let me see if I have. I have. I, there are a lot of fun stuff here. Okay. Let me see. Okay. New. Okay. I will shift it here. Oops, sorry. Here. Okay. Oops. Remove. let me play around with our data set. Oh, by the way, the data set provided by Orange is normally limited, small data set. If you want to play around with big data set, one of the good place to play is Kaggle. Oops, sorry. Okay. Kaggle may provide some data set to play around, but I think if you want to publish something from Kaggle, Kaggle has been used for publication, so it's more difficult for us to do publication based on Kaggle data, except if we want to modify the algorithm. Okay, if you do algorithm modification, Kaggle is good because we can compare our algorithm, then compare with the other algorithm used with Kaggle data. But if we want to do some to get some new results, Kaggle can be used for testing, but for the actual publication, better we use our own data. Okay, so we can search for certain data set, and we we can play around with it. The other data set we can use in Indonesia is one that data.go.id. The problem with this website, uh, to be honest, in the past, when the team that works in one data is when the team is under the presidential staff. They are good. But right now, this particular activity is under Bapenas. For example, most of the data they have is basically summary. For example, I am looking for miskin. Okay, this is uh, data about miskin. There are a lot of data about miskin here. Okay, we can download. Sometimes we can download. Sometimes. Okay, let me see if I can download here. Okay, let me see if I can download here. Okay, download. This happened a lot. Let me see if I can download here. Okay, preview. Okay, I'll show you the problem with data with the Bapenas. This data actually creating a lot of problem headache for me because I cannot analyze. How come? Come on. Ah, again, this is what happened. Okay, let me see other thing, other data. I hope I will get something better. Maybe check for Jakarta or something. Uh, let me see if there is one. That okay, miskin. Okay, can I get the data? This is the problem. If we use Kaggle, it will give you the actual data, the file. This is infographics, which is not data. I hate when they did this. Let me see if I can access open data. Okay, okay, uh, okay. Uh, volume data. So it give only give you the summary basically, the length and width. That's it. Uh, so in the data provided by most of the city, most of the government body is normally is like that. The summary. When I said miskin, also the same basically. How many miskin person in this particular city? That's it. When you see the miskin in my data, it's different. See, in my miskin data, I have income, education, house, car. Having this data, then we can analyze. If the data is only in this particular city we have 1,000% miskin. In this particular city we have 2,000% miskin. There is no other data than miskin, then we have problem because we cannot analyze this data. That's already a summary. If the data already summary, we cannot do any analysis from the data. That's the problem with the data collected by Bapenas, by the government. We cannot analyze using that data. So I'm really hope that someone we can tell the person that collecting the data in the government, because having the data, that kind of data, we it's difficult for us to analyze. Okay, so we need something more granular, more 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 detail. Otherwise, it's difficult for us to analyze. Okay, but that kind of data is actually available. The one that shared publicly, normally the summary. That's a problem. So we as researcher, as academician, having difficulty to analyze because the data is only the summary. So sometimes I have to beg, I have to go inside the office and beg for data because otherwise they will not give the data. So, so that's the real life when we do the research. Sometimes we have having problem to grab the data like that. So that's the uh, data set. The other data set that might be interested to some, many few, is this is my my other data set, UNB cybersecurity. I play around with cybersecurity a lot. So sometimes I use this data set from University of New Brunswick in Canada, and they have data. We still do a lot of research on this particular data set. Okay, and then they give away this data set for free, and then we analyze this data. We sometimes developing the algorithm for analyzing this data set. For example, the this one. Okay, this one is IDS, Intrusion Detection System. IDS. It's quite a challenge for us. The the interesting thing with this kind of data set they have, they actually label the data right now. So they are already labeling the data, so we know that which one is the intrusion, which one is good data. Okay, but the problem is uh, the current problem in the internet. This is about the attack on the internet. The problem with the attack on the internet is the attack is mainly encrypted. All most of the communication on the internet is encrypted. Having encrypted data, we are having difficulty to differentiate between good traffic and bad traffic because the bad and good are encrypted. We cannot see what is the payload, what is the communication process on the internet because it's encrypted. So because all of this data is encrypted, then we have to create machine learning AI to analyze this data. Okay, uh, the same problem is happening the National Data Center a couple of months ago. It's being attacked by ransomware, and we lost many machine, many data because its ransomware is encrypted, and the antivirus cannot detect the encrypted data. So this actually still the major research activity right now today. Okay, because not many what software can correctly identify between good and bad on the internet because all are encrypted. So this is one area that can be used for research. The data is available, but takes a lot of computing time because the data I download the data is about couple of gigabyte. It's big, huge. It's very big data. Couple of for each one of them. Uh, for example, like this, I can click and then one of them is gigabyte. This is how they generate the data, and it's gigabyte. Okay, but the data is something like this, so it's difficult. What is this? And see this. uh, this is attack. This is DOS. This is spoofing. Okay, that's one new thing. Uh, they are republished paper out of this. Okay, and then we can download the data set. It's free. We can download, but we need to said we need to submit the request first. Okay, then we can download. Okay, so that gives you some idea on the data we can play around. We can play around from Kaggle, from One Data, from UNB. There's a lot more data set available, but to play around first, you can use the data set from Orange. Okay, it's 2016 now, so I will put. So next week we will play around with forecasting. Uh, Many of this has been uh, described in my class, so I may play around with other things. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and then make sure you do the exam. I will email every week the mark from for the class so everybody knows what the mark from for everyone. So hopefully that will encourage people to do the exam to be able to have the highest mark. Okay, thank you very much. I will close the class now and hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.